Hi good people, welcome to another episode of TNT Show. Today we are discussing the responsibilities of the youth in the election process. So, Tabi, today we are discussing something that is happening in our country. You know, we're supposed to take part in the elections that are happening in August. For us youths, what would you think is our responsibilities, you know, for the election process that is happening right now?
Responsibilities of the youth.
Yeah, in the elections.
Actually, I think what has been happening is most of the youth are just riding on the wheels of the people, like the elderly, the people, like the old. I don't think that the youth have found their ground when it comes to elections or even choosing leadership in this country. Yeah. As much as we are trying, of course, so many people, you know, many youth have come up, you know, and you know, they're trying to, you know, match up. But I also don't feel that we have really found our footing as far as, you know, elections and choosing leadership is concerned, Tracy.
True, I will agree with you in that sense. But also I feel for the youths right now, we don't want to take part in the decision making because we feel that our voices are not heard. Even the things that we put or the decisions or even the policies that we may have, if we put them across to our leaders, they are not even implemented. We are not heard. So as much as we want to take part in, you know, voting for the president, voting for the MCA, voting for the governor, we feel, why should we?
Yeah,
what is the need?
It's true.
You know, they're not going to change my life. They're not going to implement our policies. They're not going to hear us, whatever we say. So why should I even take part in that? So just leave it for the, you know, the old generation that they have been doing it for so long and voting. They understand. They're okay with the leaders that, you know, get into power. Yeah,
it's true, because I think for a long time, you know, let's just give an example maybe of our country, Kenya. For a long time, many youths, maybe you have, you know, an agenda or you want to make changes, you know. But as far, like, as much as we go to the, you know, to the polls and, you know, make our decisions there, the outcome of the elections, you know, it has always been a surprise to us.
Yes,
you know,
true.
It has always been a surprise. And I think at the back of our minds, as maybe young people, we feel like the people who get the seats are people who have money. You know, the people who are already established. Yeah. Understand? Yeah. And when you look at the situation, you know, majority of the youths right now, we are still trying to, you know, to look around and, you know, find a footing, you know. So we don't have, you know, a lot of resources to even mobilize the youth, you know, to make, you know, to have, you know, the elections. I mean, to elect people who are deserving, you know, to even change whatever we want to be changed.
It's true, because if you listen to some of, you know, they always have this manifesto that the president or the person who's running.
Yeah, and the youth are involved.
And the youth are involved in creating that manifesto. Yeah. But when it comes to implementation, it is something different.
You know, and this has happened in every electioneering period. You know, we are told, okay, the youth you are going to be given, maybe, let's talk about maybe the jobs. Yeah. You know, like we are creating these jobs in this, you know, this number of jobs in this year, or maybe in this period that you are going to be in power.
Yeah, the 5-year period.
So we sit back and, you know, we are like, okay, I think this season is going to be different, you know, and nothing happens, you know, same old. And even, actually, it's not even a matter of the jobs. Maybe just creating an environment that is conducive for the youth to prevail. We've waited for that. You know, the same thing happens. There has been, you know, a recycle of things, and mostly negative. Yeah, it's true. Okay, the recycle, and I think the youth are just tired. You know, they're just tired, and everyone's just trying to find their way around life. People are like, why should I engage, or why should I get involved in this election? And at the end of the day, there's nothing of mine that is going to be implemented at the end of the day. So instead of going to vote, why don't I just find ways and find means to make my life work.
Exactly.
Let me just do it on my own. At the end of the day, there's nothing of mine that is going to be to be considered at the end of the day.
And that is the problem, because we tend to think that nikivote president, he will not come down to my level and then and implement the things that I want. Or voting for an MCA, you're like, oh, if we vote this MCA, he's on the ground. You think he's on the ground. You've known him,
and then they come back after 5 years.
Yes, you're like, okay, so why were you saying we will do this? We're in the ground, But the issue is that as youths, we are tired. We feel our voices are not heard, like I said. And also the fact that, why should I wake up in the morning?
Go and vote for someone who is not going to make an impact in my life.
Exactly. And then the fact that we know, this person has to have money to come and bribe me, for me to come and give me this 150 bob. They don't even believe in their own manifesto. No. They don't even believe in their own, they're creating the plans that they have, or the promises that they have created. They don't believe in that because they're like, huyo atanivotia kweli lazima tunimpatie 50 bob, 100 bob, ndo
so mostly it's not even about the manifesto. It has nothing to do with the implementation of whatever they are going to do. Yes. And you see, whatever has happened in the previous elections and previously, there's something called, I don't know how to call it, but the mind sometimes get conditioned to what has happened to the mind previously. So even if maybe someone comes up with a good idea, and since our mind have been conditioned that even as much as we are voting for this, as much as these people are going to parliament or wherever to make decisions, nothing good has come up of the previous leaders. Like what makes me think that this person is going to make a difference in my life? So I think the most important thing that the leaders, or the current leaders, should do is to try to convince the youth
about how,
not in words, but in actions.
Yes, I agree.
There's going to be a difference in whichever way, just in favor of the youths. At least at the end of the day, let the youth feel that they belong in this country. Because for a long time, really, the people who have prevailed, these are people who have money, who have established themselves, who have done all sorts of things.
And we are always told that the future belongs to the youth.
The future belongs to the youth.
You're like,
Kwanza, to start with, elections are not cheap, Tracy.
Yes, true.
Elections are not cheap. Imagine, just to register as a member of a party, I don't know, I'm not sure, I'm not sure, but it's from like 200K going forward. Tracy, 200,000. If I wanted to be a leader today, registration, just start up, is 200,000. So to start with, this one is not even favoring the youth to start with. You understand? It's only favoring people who have money. You understand? So now it goes on to campaigns, it goes on to other stuff.
And sometimes, as we look at people who have, you will say that are true to, their word, they are true to their action, they are true to what they stand for. And when they stand to be, a member of parliament, an MCA, we are like, we cannot vote for him. Or we cannot vote for her. Because basically he did not give us money. He was asking for us money. It's okay.
Support me. At the end of the day, by the someone can have goodwill, just as you're saying, but they don't have the money to make it work. And then they're like, okay, you guys, I can make this work for you guys. Support me. Let's put resources
and it's
together.
And it's okay to make a
fundraising. Just to be realistic, my friend, you want to be mheshimiwa and you have nothing. Like, girl, just sit down. Wait for it. Nobody will buy that kind of an idea. You understand?
True. Okay, it depends, because at the end of the day, like you said, we have been conditioned to the fact that you have to be bribed. It's the truth of the matter. You have to be bribed for me to get it. It's not like, okay, what I'm saying, what I'm standing for makes sense to you. It's more of, unanipatia pesa ngapi? What are you giving? Unanipatia t-shirt, unanipatia kofia. You're like, but all that, it's not about, the policies, the laws, or the manifesto that I have. So we are conditioned that we have to be given money to support.
And now for that reason, Tracy, the leaders that go, to make decisions on behalf of the youths, or on behalf of maybe the people that they're representing, in the 5 years, someone wants to, working so hard day and night to recover the money that they spent in the election period.
Yeah.
So like you guys, I'll come back after 5 years because I already gave you a t-shirt. I already gave you 50 bob. You're already eating you eat your fish even before you get there. And now you can't even blame these people, because if I'm going to spend money, let's say for example, like presidency, the campaigns, I'm told it goes up to $1 billion.
Yeah.
Tracy.
Yeah.
If you count like the money a president is paying like in the term of 5 years, it can't get to $500 million. Like it's not possible. You understand? So this person, like nobody likes to operate on a loss account. We all want to gain profits. You understand? So if this is business, I know that if I'm going to put this amount of money, this money must come back and must come back with a profit.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
So at some point also, we should sit down and ask ourselves, are we really serious about change, even as youths in this country? Because if this person is going to spend money on the elections, then this money has to come back in one way or the other. And it's like you're already selling your future to this person.
We do that.
You know, and that's why this campaign, they're so available during the campaigns. Actually, right now, you can have the numbers of all the parliamentarians, all the MCAs, like you have their numbers, and you call, and you're calling even before the number gets in, they're already receiving that number. Yeah. But immediately, they win the election. Block. Like you receive all the blocks. Like even if someone is dying around you or there's something happening and maybe you need their help in one way or the other, you can't find them.
But we know that. The issue is that we all know that. Like us youth, we know that for a fact, if we elect this leader, we will not see him or see her after 5 years. If we elect this person, he will not take our complaints, our grievances to the parliament.
We're going to see them after 5 years.
So like us, what are we supposed to do now in that case? Because we have a responsibility. At the end of the day, you see, we are part of this nation. We are part of this. We have to be part of this choice or decision making that is happening in this country. Now, what do we do? Because right now, I've had so many people they're saying that will not take part
in the election.
Okay, so I think, and so many children. Okay, not children per se, but young people or youths who have from 2000s they're eligible to get a voter's card, but they have decided
it's not important.
It is not important for me to get the voter's card. So what do we do in that in that sense?
Okay, first of all, I think one, we need to be serious as youth. Serious in terms of we can mobilize ourselves as youth.
Yeah.
And first of all, it has to come from us, Tracy. Mobilize, and I believe the organizations that are mobilizing youths, that really are serious about youth development. Mobilize yourselves, and just decide on really what's important for you people. And then I choose a leader, because if we don't form groups, or if you're not serious about ourselves and our growth as youths, Tracy, nobody's going to come and save us. It's going to be the same old. And I think the problem that most of us also have is, okay,
what?
There's going to be an election, like soon, Tracy.
Yeah.
And if you look at the youths that really are, want to be voted in as
MCAs,
as wherever,
MPs,
like these are most of them. I'm not saying being famous is wrong, but most of them are famous people who they want to be voted in just because someone is famous. This person has not been verified, Tracy, to even know that they can read the Constitution and know what is in the Constitution that they're going to implement. Just because you're famous, just because people know you, that does not give you the right.
Popularity,
it doesn't give you the right to go and represent people in Parliament, Tracy. So we need to be serious. Even the people we're electing to go into that Parliament, you should be people who are really, that someone in case of something, they can stand up and say, okay, this is not supposed to be happening. But if you're just choosing people because you have money, you are famous, you are all that stuff, and then we shouldn't cry, Tracy. If we don't fight for our own rights as youths, we shouldn't cry and say, okay, our ideas or whatever we want is not being implemented, because even first of all, the people that we put in Parliament or wherever in places of power are not serious people. They don't maybe understand anything. You understand? So that, first of all, we should like get serious in terms of people we choose, get serious in verifying the people that we are taking, to parliament or in places of power to represent us, Tracy.
True, I agree with you, because at the end of the day, we complain, things are, how the inflation rate has gone up, things are very expensive nowadays, but we do not also want to take, you're like, nani ataingia, chini ya maji, we are like, nani ataingia, simuoni. We are like, okay, we are complaining on the ground, but we don't want to take part in that decision making that will change our lives. And that is sad.
It's very sad.
It's very sad in our part, because we complain about something, but we do not want to take part in changing it. And it will affect us directly or indirectly, and it also affects our generations, because at the end of the day, the people who elected the old generation that elected our leaders, it is affecting them, good or bad. It is affecting them, and it's also affecting us, because at the end of the day, there are people who are in power, who are making the decisions for us, who are making the laws for us, us youths, and making the laws for them, and making laws for our generation to come. So if we do not take part, basically, if we do not take part in voting for the president, just take time. I always say, take time to listen to these aspirants. They're running. They have their manifestos online. Not even manifestos. They have their promises or whatever they say they will do. You can hear them online. Just take time and listen to them. Get to know your MCA. Get to know your MP. Wherever you're staying, get to know your MP. Get to know your MCA. Get to know your governor. Who's going to be your governor?
It's true.
And get to know, the president. Overall, the president will be there, so that you have you have a know-how. At least
you have an idea of what they're going to do in that parliament.
Exactly.
And, please,
your senator.
Tracy, what you're saying is true, because the person you choose to represent you is a representation of that society. Like, Tracy, someone cannot go beyond their intelligence. They cannot go, even the area there, like, it cannot grow beyond the intelligence of the person representing you. Okay, so if you're going for fame, and maybe you disregard knowledge, that's how your area will be, So the only thing is, this person is famous and he's representing this place, but really there's nothing much that has been done. And in 5 years, you've not heard their voice in parliament. And maybe if they stand to say something, it's something that's so funny that really doesn't bring any serious change at the end of the day. And change is what we want. Growth is what we want, Tracy. We cannot be the same. Like in 5 years, in every 5 years, we're just the same. And nothing is changing.
Complain.
You can't be talking about, youths being future leaders, and this future is not even coming at the end of the day.
The employment rate is just going up and not going down. Like, it's not reducing. It's just going. People are not being employed nowadays. So many people are unemployed. And with that unemployment comes with, the insecurity issues that are having,
and
that
we're all
having in the country.
In Kenya, I think Kenya is the only country, either in Africa or wherever, that politics begin immediately the president is elected and ends. It's all 5 years. We are all politicking. We are still choosing favorites. Imagine, it will surprise you that even after we choose, we choose the president, or we are done with the elections. Immediately, there'll be politicians outside there who are still politicking. Like, you are like, my friend, go to your office and make decisions and help us grow. Like, we shouldn't be talking politics like in every single
every day,
every night. Like, it's politics in Kenya. You understand? We are done. I think we should be serious as a people and as youths, and just say we are not going to politics. Like, we want to see serious changes. And Tracy, I'm telling you that if we don't stand up as organizations, and even as as the youths, and say that we want to see serious changes, and just bash down these politicians who want to continue politicking. If we continue entertaining them, that's what you're going to get, Tracy.
That is what you're going to get. I agree with you. I think if we do not take part in the change that we want, we will still remain.
We still remain
complaining,
and you can't blame them.
You can't blame them. Of course,
someone
that you have elected. So
it's true, Tracy. You can't blame them. That person is living their
at the end of
life,
the day,
Tracy.
they have to be elected. So if you do not take part, even that, you not registering, you not taking the voters card, and you not even taking that, going to the line and queuing for for the elections, you're still taking part and saying
true.
no. So basically,
however way you're making a decision,
you're still making silence, still a feedback that we say.
Guys,
I hope you have enjoyed our episode. We have been talking about the responsibilities of the youths in the election process. If you have any experiences that you want to share with us, you can share with us on the comment section. Like our Facebook page, follow us on our Instagram page, and also you can like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't, and share with your friends, share with your family, share with your colleagues. Let us know, if you enjoy our episode. And also our guest speaker has been making a lot of noise today, but I hope you will savor. Is it savor, or you will sieve that information and get the information that we are talking about. Bye bye, guys.